Ready? Commissioners, are you ready? You ready? Welcome, everybody, to today's meeting of July the 13th. We're going to start with a roll call of officers.
Commissioner Underwood?
Present.
Commissioner Montañez?
Present.
Commissioner Lear?
Here.
Commissioner Jimenez?
Present.
Commissioner Castañeda? Vice Chair Zerniak? And Chair Acosta?
Present. Okay, item number 2, approval or changes to the agenda. Is there any changes, Commissioners? No changes. The Chair entertains a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll move to approve the agenda as presented.
Any discussion on the motion? Second to the motion,
Second.
I'm sorry. We have a motion and a second to the motion. Any other form of discussion on the motion? Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye. Aye. Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 3, approval of the minutes of the regular meeting of June 22nd, 2023. Chairman entertains a motion.
I'll make a move to approve the minutes from the regular meeting of June 22nd, 2023.
Is there a second on the motion?
Second.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor. Any discussion on the motion? No discussion. Okay, the chair entertains a vote. All those in favor say by signifying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. Item number 4, old business.
No old business, Mr. Chair.
No old business. Okay, item number 5, new business.
Good morning, Commissioners
Good morning.
and Chair.
Good morning.
The first, we only have one case today, and it's Z23009 for a
Chair.
zone change.
Just real quick, I need to swear in Charlene. Please state your name and address for the record.
845 North Motel Boulevard.
And then do you affirm that the testimony that you're about to give is the truth under penalty of law?
Yes.
Thank you.
And before you continue, anybody has a presentation? Have you signed in? Anybody in the gallery, have you signed in for testimony?
If you want to speak. You want to speak? Are you going to speak for me? Did you sign it? Is there more support? And we need it.
And when you do any presentation, we're going to request that you raise your right hand, and Albert will swear you in. Okay, thank you. Go ahead and proceed.
Okay. Like I said, we have only one case, a zone change, case C23009. And the applicant is Merle Bean. He's the owner. The location is 3640 Linden Avenue, Mesilla Park, south of Las Cruces, New Mexico. The zoning is C2 medium density commercial. The zone change on a 3.15 acre parcel from a C2 medium density commercial to D2 medium density residential zone to build an addition to an existing residential dwelling. And this is just a room, it's not a bedroom, so he doesn't have to look at his septic. This is location map. It's right off of Union. This is the aerial photo. The project proposal applicant is requesting a zone change from C2 for a parcel to D2. The home was built in 1930. The property never developed as a commercial use and has remained as a single-family home and with agricultural use. The applicant submitted a building permit for an addition to a single-family residential site-built home, and a zone change is needed on a commercially zoned property to allow single-family residential use. The applicant submitted for a zone change to a residential zone for a permit for the addition. The property is located at 3640 Linden. Well, I already covered that. The applicant bought the property August 23rd, 1995, and submitted a zone change application on May 31st, 2023. This is the zoning map. And the properties to the north are commercial, and to the east commercial. On the south and west is city, and part of it's MSU. Scenario of the property. And this is the front of the home. He wants to build the addition to the front. This is the the south side of the property. He has 2 garages, and he has a little casita back there, or it's not a casita, there's storage. It's a storage shed. It's made of adobe. And this is the side view of his home, looking northwest. And this is the pecan orchard that's right next to his home. The zone change evaluation requirements, the duties and planning and zoning commission, general notice requirements, zone changes, and decisional criteria. The general notification requirements, 19 letters of notification were mailed to the property owners within a 300-foot buffer area on June 20th, 23. Legal ads were placed in the Las Cruces Sun-News on June 19th, 2023. Signs were posted on the property in a timely manner. An agenda posted on the DAC website. These are the notification signs on the property. This is the area of notification of all the residents that were notified. The decisional criteria: potential number of homes, none. Potential population, no change. Demographics, no change. Potential traffic flows. The proposed zone change is not dependent on a collector or major thoroughfare. Linden Avenue is a paved county-maintained 50-foot right-of-way and serves as a minor local road. No impact to traffic flows is anticipated. The zone change will be the true use of the property as residential. Water provided by City of Las Cruces and septic tank is installed on the property. There is land to support the addition, and there's no sensitive environmental issues that they have come upon. The impact of the zoning: the property shares a property line with the City of Las Cruces limits on the south and west. The properties on the north and east are residential. Agricultural land uses are zoned as commercial. Homes surrounding the property are single-family homes. Implementation of best practices: the applicant will comply with building and development codes. The cost of the land and land speculation is not a consideration of this zone change. The stability of the land: the applicant is requesting a zone change to build in addition to his existing home. Residential use is not allowed in a C2 zone. Therefore, a zone change to D2 is needed for approval of the addition to the home. The comprehensive plan: he's meeting the goals of G2.1, ensure regulations support a plan requirements. A2.2, update codes to provide tools to support an appropriate physical structure. The zone change is intended to cover and perfect a previous defective ordinance approved as a joint city-county resolution in July 1976, or to correct mistakes or injustices therein on the property, as the property has not been used for commercial use in the 34 years the applicant has owned the property. The current zoning predates the ETZ ordinance from 1989. The zone change is appropriate as there is consistent existing residential land use development and city residential zoning designations, and is reasonably necessary to protect the public interest in providing housing options. The requested zone change is not in conflict with the comprehensive plan or any other adopted plans. A residential land use would be more advantageous as the infrastructure necessary to sustain a commercial use such as a convenience store, retail over 10,000 square feet, or a gas station is not in place. Failure to change the zone district would deprive the owner of some economic, feasible, and similar use of the property to existing surrounding compatible development. Since C2 zoning is incompatible to existing residential land use, there is evidence of a change or mistake in the zoning map. The C2 zone became a grandfathered legal nonconforming use zone when City County, from a resolution filed in July 1976, zoned properties to commercial, predating county zoning in 1979 and the 1989 ETZ ordinance. The proposed zone change does not require capital expenditures by this county. The proposed zone change is not dependent on a collector or major thoroughfare lane transportation. Stripped zoning is not applicable to this case. The zone change is not considered spot zoning. The proposed zone change to D2 is maintaining the character of surrounding area as mostly single-family residential and agricultural. It is in harmony with surrounding areas. The size of the development is appropriate for the area, and there will be a benefit to the community. The C2 zoning is incompatible with surrounding residential land uses. The findings. The property is outside of any incorporated municipal zoning or authority, is within Doña Ana County. The request of this application is consistent with the requirements of the UDC. The zone change request for a residential zoning does satisfy 350-203D decision criteria. The zone change is appropriate as there are existing residential and agricultural land uses contiguous to and in the surrounding area, is reasonably necessary to protect the public interest. The zone change is to a D2L, which we are recommending. The zoning district would not be considered spot zoning. The zone change will not be in significant conflict with the comprehensive plan or other adopted or approved county plans and amendments. Based on the findings of fact, staff analysis, and agency comments, staff recommends conditional approval of case number Z23009, a zone change on a 3.15 acre parcel from a C2 zone to a D2 zoning to allow an expansion to an existing residential dwelling. Applicant requested a zone change to D2. Staff believes the appropriate zone should be a D2 limited to be consistent with the surrounding area. This concludes my presentation. Any questions?
Okay. Any questions of staff, commissioners? I'd like to go back to the aerial that you had way back at the beginning of the presentation.
This one?
A little bit, go back the other way, please. Right there. Move one more, please. A couple more. I guess that's it. I thought I saw something, but anyway.
Do you want the zoomed in one?
There, right there.
Okay.
The city, the blank area, I guess, to the west, right? Is all
Yes,
city?
that's the city.
Right.
It's NMSU, but it's part of this. It's in the city limits.
All right.
And that little L shaped, or that's part of the city too. That little strip in there,
Okay.
and that's zoned residential A R1.
And that area there is all Ag 1 or?
No, it's residential, 4,000 square foot lots,
Okay.
zoned by the city,
All right. Okay.
single family residential.
Get a better perspective as to what we're looking at. So that's good. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right.
Mr. Chair,
Yes,
I have a question for staff, if I may.
go ahead.
I picked up that that there was a potential mistake in the zoning code, or the zoning map, I guess it was.
Yes, we believe there's a mistake because it was overlaid with a commercial district there. And I believe in 1976, they believed all of this was going to develop as commercial. And it did not develop, just pockets of it developed as commercial along Union and Main Street. So it's remained in residential use all those years.
Okay. So is this then the most effective way to correct that mistake?
Usually we would take it as a county-initiated zone change for all those properties, but we didn't realize that it was zoned, and during the history we discovered all of this information. And so that's something that we will look at.
Okay. Then the other obvious question I guess I'm going to ask is, does this sort of presume that in the future there might be a subdivision and a development of residential properties in that area?
They're all residential and they're all privately owned. It's just remained that way. Nothing really developed as commercial.
Okay.
And so in 1976, I don't know what the reasoning was for it.
All right. I guess I got it. Thank you very much, Mr.
I was just concerned about egress and ingress, but I see it, they have ample opportunity to go in.
Yes, it's paved also. Linden Street is paved, and it's a pretty good road.
Okay, well, thank you.
Yes.
Mr. Chair, I have a question.
Yes.
If you could go to the slide that showed who received the letters.
Oh, sure.
I see you have them numbered, but I don't
Yes.
see anybody in the development area along Hanks Drive. Any of those houses in there looks like they didn't receive letters. Am I reading that correctly?
No, they did receive, well, I don't know if they did or not. Yes, they would have. We have them in the database. I don't know. Do we send letters out to city on? Look like they're.
Page 13 shows it.
And you'll have an opportunity to come forward. Okay.
She lives in the city zoned property. Did you receive a letter? No, I did not. Okay. I don't know what the policy is on that. This is my first case that's straddling the city. I know we sent this case to the city for comments, and they had nothing to say.
Okay.
They had no comments.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
just one question while you're researching that. So this was part of the original ETZ when the ETZ was developed,
Yes, it was, and it was just adopted as it was.
and there were no changes to the zoning when the
No
ETZ was
changes to
adopted?
the zoning. It's remained that way
Okay,
all these years from 1976.
thank you.
Okay, thank you. And commissioners, just remember, we're trying to do a down zone, but at the same time, we're trying to perfect what happened on the ETZ, and now we're going to have a grandfather legal non-conforming issue at hand. So we're trying to perfect that, okay, when it comes to a vote. Okay, is the petitioner here? Please step forward. By the way, you're not related to Judge Roy Bean, are you? Huh?
Only slightly.
I thought I better be careful what I say here, you know?
Nah, I don't think you have to worry anymore.
Good morning.
He was my great-great-grandfather's
Well, hello
brother.
there, Eileen.
Good morning.
I'm sorry, I look up again and there's Eileen.
Just remember, we don't conduct meetings here like most normally. So just tell us whatever you want to say.
Before he begins, we need to swear him in. If you can please state your name and address. Please raise your right hand and state your name and address for the record.
Merrill Bean, 640 Linden Avenue.
Do you affirm the testimony you're about to give today is the truth under penalty of law?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay,
Okay.
go ahead. You have the floor.
I'm just trying to add on to my house, that's all.
Hey, get closer to the mic there for me, please. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm just trying to add on to my house and get a permit to do that, do everything properly. I need to change the zoning, that's all I'm doing.
Okay. Commissioners, do you have any questions of Mr. Bean? No questions? Well, thank you very much.
Sure. That's easy.
And to proceed forward, is there anybody here for or in opposition to this case to go forward?
Yes, sir. I have a Karen Adamson that would wish to speak.
I'm sorry?
I have a Karen Adamson that wishes to speak.
Okay. Please step forward. We're going to swear you in. Okay.
Good morning. Please state your name and address for the record.
Karen Adamson, 260 Hanks Drive.
Do you affirm the testimony you're about to give today is the truth under penalty of law?
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm only here today because I had no understanding and no warning of what was going on. I did not receive a letter, and my property borders his property, the back of his property, I should say, not close to his house, but the back corner property, southwest. And I was just concerned that there would be a mobile home park put in, rental houses put in. I've been having problems with some of the rental properties, or one rental property in my on the street that I live on. So I was just concerned that that might happen to where, you know, that quiet little street that I live on would be disrupted, you know, because my house borders his property, sorry. That's my only concern. I mean, if he just is building onto his house, I'm all for it. I'm just concerned that we're going to have like 5 or 6 houses put in there and they're going to be rentals and it's going to disrupt the neighborhood.
Okay. Any questions? No? All right. Well, thank you very much for your statement there.
I just have one question. Yeah. You did not receive a letter of notification. I just want to know how you finally got the information.
I drove along Linden Street and saw the signs posted. I saw one in front of his house and one in front of the pecan orchard.
Thank you. Well, it's good to know people still read those sometimes. Thank you.
Thank you for letting me speak.
All right.
So, Mr. Chair, just for clarity, D2 zoning wouldn't automatically allow any the type of subdividing that she's concerned with. Am I correct?
Well, if you want to ask Mr. Bean, we can bring him forward and ask
No,
him.
I don't want to ask Mr. Bean. I just want to clarify that with staff.
Yes, that's correct.
Thank you.
He cannot subdivide. He can subdivide, but it has to be a 1 acre lot.
Okay.
And I don't think he wants to cut up
Absolutely not.
his pecan orchard.
Thank you. I just wanted to.
And the limited does not allow mobile homes. That's
okay. Thank you.
And a question, Mr. Chair,
Go ahead.
of staff. That following up on that same issue, if there was a move toward making a subdivision, the opponents would have plenty of opportunity to speak against the motion or question it and that sort of thing, and would be notified.
yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, I'm going to close this to the gallery and the public. Staff, do you have any other recommendations or statements? No?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, the chair entertains a motion regarding this case. Just remember, this is a legal nonconforming case, kind of a down zone. So when you postulate your motion, if there's any conditions attached to this, welcome to do so in the motion.
All right, Mr. Chair, based on a findings of fact, staff presentation and the testimony given today by the applicant, Mr. Bean, I recommend approval of case number Z23-009.
I second that motion.
Is that your motion, Commissioner?
Yes.
Okay, do I hear a second?
I'll second.
Excuse me,
We
Chair.
have a motion on the floor. It's,
The motion is for D2L.
I'm sorry?
Zoning is for D2L and not a D2.
Right.
Did you state that in the motion?
I did not speak to the zone. I have D2 here.
Last line says D2L.
Staff is recommending D2L.
Okay. Okay. So I can. So do you want me to just pull my motion and revise it, or just
revise it?
Okay. I'm going to go ahead and revise my motion to approve case number Z23-009. So the zone change from C2 to a D2L.
I correspondingly second that motion.
Thank you.
Is it okay? All right, okay. Does everybody understand the motion? And is there any discussion on the motion?
No, sir.
Commissioners?
No.
No discussion. All right, Chair entertains a vote.
Commissioner Underwood,
Yes.
Commissioner Montañez,
Yes.
Commissioner Lear,
Yes.
Commissioner Jimenez,
Yes.
Chair Acosta.
Yes. All right. Mr. Bean, you ready to go? And if you have any questions of staff, before you leave, please talk to them. All right, thank you. All right.
Thank you, Mr. Bean.
All right. We're going to go into item number 6, administrative approvals, Janine.
No, none at this time, Mr. Chair.
Okay, staff input.
Mr. Chair, I would like to introduce our new planner. His name is Christopher Valenzuela.
Please step forward.
Valencia. I know you want to Valencia.
Welcome, sir.
Welcome. Yes, sir.
Are you sure you knew what you did? Okay, all right. Well, welcome on board. Janine, something prompted my attention. 1989 ETZ. Were we in there?
I don't think so.
I think you and I were still there. That was when...
No, I wasn't. I started in 93. And
93?
Yeah, I don't think you were one of the first ones. I know Fernando was. Rose Garcia were one of the first commissioners. There was Connie Sharp.
Connie Sharp.
And what's the other one's name? She was really involved with the Unified Development Code adoption. Patty Hughes.
That's right.
Patty Hughes.
I know. It rang a bell, and I figured I better ask you. Okay.
Yes.
I was a little bit after that.
Yes,
okay.
you were.
All right.
In the 90s, though.
We don't know how long we've been here, but we've been here for a long, long time.
Right.
All right. Commission input. Any suggestions, questions? Want to discuss anything? No? All right. I guess the chair entertains a motion for adjournment.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Okay. All those in favor of adjournment signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed, the ayes have it.
right.
Thank you very much, Mr. Bean.
Thank you, Mr. Bean.